For BWYellowJackets.com, I'm Brendan Gulick. This is probably the busiest week of the year for Baldwin-Wallace Athletics because all of the spring teams are on spring break trips all over the country, and they are competing almost every single day. So rather than run down the entire list of every game, we'll just kind of give you a general overview. And if you want to check out any individual sport, certainly encourage you to go click on the schedules, and you can follow all the game recaps and the previews that are posted there. We'll start with the women's lacrosse team. They have decided to go as far away as possible. They've made a trip out to Oregon. They've got games coming up on Tuesday at Pacific, which is a really, really tough school out west. They play at 9 o'clock. They are also going to play George Fox and Linfield, so they are really hitting the Pacific Northwest in women's lacrosse. The men's lacrosse team is also playing, but they've decided to stay a little closer to home. They're in Transylvania on Wednesday, and then they will compete again on Saturday against Alma at 2 o'clock. And the Saturday game against Alma is actually going to be here at home. That's the tail end of the upcoming week. The golf teams, both men and women, the women's and men's tennis teams, and the baseball and softball teams have all gone south. We'll start with baseball and softball. They're down in Florida. The ladies are almost essentially always in Kissimmee, but maybe traveling just a little bit down there, and they're competing throughout the course of the week. The baseball team's off to a great start. They've won 5 of their first 6 games, and they seem to be clicking pretty well on the offensive end. They are playing all over the state of Florida, but mostly in the Port Charlotte area, down generally near Tampa and Fort Myers. And then you've got the men's and women's tennis teams that are competing in Hilton Head, so they're in South Carolina. Hilton Head is pretty close to Georgia, probably the closest main city. If you're not familiar, is Savannah, Georgia, but they're out on a beautiful Hilton Head island, and they're actually competing at several different courts over the course of the island. And then last but not least, you've got the men's and women's golf teams, and those 2 teams are both playing down in Florida as well and playing lots of different courses down in Florida. So they've been having lots of fun. It's just been a crazy busy week for the Yellow Jackets. So again, check out what all the schedules are online, and you can follow all the individual game recaps there. There are 2 very important matchups coming this weekend, though, and they are not for the spring sports. They're the winter sports. The NCAA's Wrestling Championships, the national meet, is here in Cleveland on Friday and Saturday, March 9th and 10th. It's being hosted at Public Hall, downtown Cleveland, and the Yellow Jackets, in conjunction with the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, are serving as hosts for the event. And on top of the fact that BW is going to be around because they're hosting it, they're going to be around because they're competing, and they're competing a lot. 9 different Yellow Jacket wrestlers have qualified for the national meet after they won the regional last weekend. So just a terrific showing from the Yellow Jackets on the wrestling mat this season, and we can't wait to see how all 9 of them compete this upcoming weekend. And on top of that, there is one Baldwin-Wallace athlete on the men's track and field team that's competing at the Indoor National Championships down in Birmingham, Alabama this weekend, and that's one of their throwers, Zach Dysert, has qualified as one of the top 15 in the country in his throw. So he's going to compete down in Birmingham, but he is the only Yellow Jacket that's qualified for the national meet there. So good luck to Zach down in Birmingham. Good luck to the wrestling team at the national meet. We're awfully excited to see how they compete. All throughout the course of this week, we'll keep you updated as best we can right here on BWYellowJackets.com.